Let's connect and let's do it. Welcome, everybody. Live stream. February 17th, 2019. Gonna connect. See what we got. So, I'm excited. You're excited. We'll talk about some Walking Dead, WSCruise, a bunch of other topics. And we'll just wait for people to come in here. Hopefully, we'll be rocking and rolling on there. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today, February 17th, 2019. I just got some topics to talk about, some things there. Hopefully, everybody's going to be enjoying the episode tonight. Talking Dead, I believe, is Magna, Yumiko, and the actresses who play them, and Gail Ann Hurd, who's an executive producer on the show. And I didn't watch last week's Talking Dead, the time it happened. I watched it on the replay on demand. And if you watched Ride with Norman Reedus, it was actually a pretty good episode because Jeffrey Dean Morgan was on it, and also Andrew Lincoln was on there too. So it was kind of cool to see everybody back together. So if you're catching it on the replay, you're not watching it live, spoiler warning, obviously, for a bunch of episodes this season. Also season 9, episode 10, episode 909. So hopefully everybody's up to date for the series so far, the season 9, episode 909. What did you think? What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you think it was dumb? Did you think it was a good step in the right direction? Did you like it for what it was? It wasn't that much action-packed, some people were saying, but I thought it was good. I thought it was a good episode for just building for the future of the back half of season 9. So, Josh, I don't believe Yumiko's going to die. You can stop asking the question on the top chat, but Yumiko is probably going to survive because why would you introduce a character like this just to kill that character off? I don't think she would die. I think one of the people in that group will die, and we'll see who gets more and more screen time for that. But you'll see tonight that we're going to have a Hilltop episode, Hilltop and an Alpha backstory. Mark, I'm ready to meet Beta as well. So I don't think that we're going to see Beta in the episode. We're going to have him most likely episode 911 or 912. So I'm excited for the back half of season 9, just like everybody else too. So I think episode 909 was a good start for the back half of season 9. Some people liked it. Some people loved it. Some people love every episode. Some people hate every episode, and some people are in between. I'm definitely in between. I don't like every episode. I don't like everything The Walking Dead does, but I'm not trying to be incredibly critical on it because everything has faults, but I believe Angela Clank is doing a great job. Thank you, AB, for the super chat. Anything you want to say there, AB? Anything? Shout out, AB. Janet, Q&A, Brian, do you think Gabriel told anyone about Jadis and what she was up to? That's a great question. Well, in one of our most recent videos, I talk about let me post this poll question here, actually, if I can. I know I just was messing around with the cards and a couple of things. Don't know where it went, but I am excited about the Talking Dead tonight to talk about what happens there. And I was going to post the question, do you think Alpha is a villain? We haven't seen her yet, but some people think she is. Some people think she's just trying to survive. But if she's going to take some people out of our group, that really is consistent of a villain. I would think so, right? But I don't think, Janet, that The Walking Dead is going to be that specific with what Father Gabriel told Jada or told anyone about Jada, because we don't know yet. But I would think he told maybe somebody, right? It's been so long, but I don't think it makes sense for him to tell everybody except when it comes around on the radio. So to be honest, I don't think Father Gabriel told anybody because we haven't, seen that. So maybe he snuck it in there with Rosita with some conversation, but I want to see what happens with Rosita, Father Gabriel, Sadiq, Eugene, that love. I don't know, we call it a rhombus, or what are we calling that? A circle? I don't know. It's just not a triangle, a quadrangle. What do we got? AB, will something exciting happen in episode 10? Thank you for the super chat. Always welcome for the donations. Well, it's a matter of perspective. Do you think storytelling is exciting? Do you think getting to know Alpha, the backstory of Alpha, is exciting? I would go with probably the majority of people won't think the episode tonight is exciting because excitement usually is action, big moments, maybe some deaths. But I don't think any of that's going to happen tonight besides the Alpha backstory, Hilltop going to try and find Alden and Luke, which I don't think they do. And that's going to be majority of things. If you know the comics, you know about Alpha, you know about Beta, you know about the Whispers. But I think that Alpha is going to be an essential character for the back half of Season 9, probably going into Season 10 for the Whisper of War. We'll see if she gets her comic storyline and exactly happens on that. So, I don't know. Kim Hall, will we see heads on pikes? Yes, but not in tonight's episode. J Legacy Q&A, do you think that Rosita being pregnant now is cause she is going to die this season? Sounds like they want us to connect with her more so they can break our hearts like they've done so many times. Yeah, I think so. I think The Walking Dead kind of has a formula. Certain people are in certain episodes, certain kind of story arcs are happening, certain things happen there when we see more and more and more of a character that was kind of in the background, a secondary character, a tertiary character, a character that we haven't ever seen before. Tammy Rose, Marco, something like that. We're going to see Marco tonight. We're going to see characters like that more and more and more for a reason. Olivia, Denise, characters that make sense to see that we haven't really seen much in story time. Then we see basically a whole episode about them, and then Arrow. Dwight kills her. You know, it's just kind of one of those things. That's what happens. So it's kind of interesting. But to go back on AB's question, will something exciting happen in episode 10? Again, it's a matter of perspective. Some people love what they're doing on the show. Some people don't like it. And some people are going to say that it's, the best season ever and everywhere in between. But I'm excited to see how it goes down. I think Angela Kang is doing a great job building for the future. We'll see what's in store for season 10, the back half of season 9. I'm going to do a live stream today, obviously, as I'm doing this now. I will not be able to do one next Sunday because I will be on the Walker Stalker cruise. I'll talk more about that over the live stream. I'm excited, guys. We got the schedule for it. We're going to be trying to get a lot of panels and everything for you guys because if you can't be there, I'll make you try and feel like you're there with me, next to me on the boat, at the panel or something, right? A and B, when will we see Ezekiel? Because I really like him. We're not going to see the kingdom in tonight's episode. I would assume we're going to see Ezekiel, Carol, Jerry, the kingdom in episode 9/11, and that'll probably be when we start to see him again. We'll probably start seeing him more and more and more, which could lead to his ultimate comic storyline with the Fair. That's still a possibility. Now, there was a recent article and a thing came out here and a trusted source there and a trusted source this. And the person said that, or the person of the group said that we could have Ezekiel could die in season 9 or season 10. And they're like, it's a trusted source. Well, if it's a trusted source, you would know what happens. Ezekiel makes it all the way towards the end of the season. Now, does he get the comic book connection Pike death thing that we're all talking about? I don't want to give too much away, but is it happen or not? We don't know yet because we don't know the Pike lineup, which is good. I kind of don't want to know the lineup, and I hope we don't get that information until we see it because I want to have a little, on the edge of my seat watching this season. But if we're going to see a bunch of people in episode 914 and 915, it's going to lead to 916, the Pike lineup, and we start to see more and more and more characters. Marco, Tammy Rose, potentially Nabila, people like that, which could go. Rosita, Ezekiel. M. King is halfway through book 9. That's crazy, man. You're speed reading through it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Hopefully you're enjoying it. I thought book 9 was one of my best books to date, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited to pick up the series. Fight for Us on Amazon.com. But the Q&A, are there books or just comic books, and where can I get either of them? Well, Jennifer, if you're talking about my book series, Fight for Us, they are fictional books. They're not, there's no pictures, no graphic novels. There's just storytelling novels. And hopefully one day I'm going to get the books into picture form, comic book form or not. But right now they're novels. You can get them on Amazon.com. Just search Fight for Us. And I believe I have them in the description here. There's some links to book 9, book 8, book 7, book 6, book 1. Or you can just go on Amazon.com and search Fight for Us. Book 1 should have the link right there, Amazon.com. fight for us on there too. And M King's my guy. He likes it, and a bunch of other people like it as well. So I'm excited to share that with you for sure. So Ignite Reese, great question. Which one of your books are your favorite? That's like, well, my books are like my babies, besides, my cat and my wife's cat. They're our babies too, but it's tough to say. I mean, I really took strides in book 4 and 5. I was excited for every book, and I like all of them so far. But probably I like Weaponized. That's one of my favorite books. Legacy's definitely great. And Settlement, the latest book now, book 9, is definitely up there for sure. So, James, I do not play the Walking Dead Telltale games. I played the first game, part of it, and it's like, I don't really like it. All you're doing is like picking choices, what to do and how to do this on there too. I like more of an open world, third-person shooter type of game like Resident Evil 2. I have some gameplay of that I'm going to post that I just was working on the files and putting it all together. I'll have it up on Monday for you guys for President's Day. So, M. King, so far, this is my favorite book by far. So I'm glad you're liking Settlement. And hopefully the books are getting better and better and better. And the writing and everything, and get more time into it. That's why I just, ask for donations to come to the book series to help me, continue my goal of having the book series and to be a professional writer of it. I can only do so much because I am a YouTuber, a physical therapist, all these things going on. I have, outpatient orthopedics I do, home health I do, and here, plus this, plus writing, plus all that too. So I can devote more time to it. And if anything, you can get better and better with more time. So AB, after episode 8, in my opinion, was Marco an unusual character for episode 1, but now we got him some more. So yeah, exactly. Marco and Ken were in episode 901, and it had to be for a reason, especially for the Gregory storyline, Tammy Rose, Earl, Ken's death really started that whole process. But the fact that Marco is with them just shows me that we saw him there. We saw him a little bit here and there, but not really anything big. And we're going to see him probably again in a couple more episodes. We saw him in last week's episode. We'll see him tonight, and we'll see him in probably more episodes towards the fair. He'll probably be at the fair. And, if you're at the fair, then that's not a good sign, because that is where the Whisperers will find, Alpha will find some of the people there to put per the Pike lineup. So, Kathy, do you think Negan or Daryl will join the Whisperers? I don't think they'll join them. I think they'll be there. I don't know if Negan will now, because Negan is potentially, I would assume, going back to Alexandria. If you saw last week in the episode, he was going to go back with Judith to Alexandria. And how can he be a Whisperer if he's not there? Hopefully he'll have more of a storyline that makes sense. That's for sure. So, Mark, I'm not, that's a good question. My books should be on Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon product, an Amazon publisher. They print the book when you order it, so it saves space. Create space is the thing, and it's all designed for, not having a bunch of books sitting on a bookshelf. When you order it, it gets made and then shipped out. So it should be through Prime. It's an Amazon company. So that's a good question, though, Mark. I assume so. I have Amazon Prime, so I don't know. And how I order my books is different through, the service like that. But I believe it is. Ramel, how was Valentine's Day, Bri? Well, I had to work, so that was great. And then I came home. I actually got my wife roses Wednesday when I was out, because I had a shorter day, and I got her flowers for that. And then I came home, and we just had, regular kind of dinner. And then I went out actually the next day and got her chocolates and stuff after the day after, because everything's, at Walgreens was like 50% off, at Target was 30% off, and a couple stores had other sales. So I went to a couple different places and got it there. And we're not the biggest Valentine's Day, people, but, I got her roses and a card, and she got me, a couple of other little presents and a awesome cookie cake in the shape of a heart from Publix. That's our supermarket down here, Publix. They're not all over, but Publix is the big supermarket down here, and cookie cake was good stuff on there as well. So, let's see. I know I missed some questions. Gary Page, do you think Carol will get Negan's kill of Alpha, or if Zeke gets it? I hope Carol does, personally. I hope Carol and Alpha interact. And when I was reading the spoilers, potential spoilers for episode 910, it was kind of confusing, because Lydia is telling you the story of Alpha and Frank, her father. And it's one of those things where you're like, she's telling the story and she's getting it backwards. Well, is Alpha the person who did this, or was Frank the person who did this? Is Frank actually the bad guy, or Alpha's the bad guy? So you kind of think Frank's the bad guy, but then it turns out that I think she had it backwards, and Alpha was the bad guy. I guess bad girl, bad guy, and Frank was actually the good guy. So that could be a role reversal that some people were posting in the comments. And I love the idea of talking about and having discussions. It's pretty cool that Alpha could actually be the aggressor. So if you want to equate it to somebody on the show, you think Carol and Ed. Carol was, in a bad relationship, and Sophia, and it was terrible, and Ed was just terrible. He was gone in season 1, which good riddance, never want to see that guy again. So Ed could be actually like Alpha, and Frank is like Carol. So we could have some dynamic there. We'll have to see how it actually goes down in the episode, because it's a little weird. Like, Lydia is confused, and she goes back. She's like, I actually had it backwards. Alpha is not the best person, especially if you read the comics, what I'm talking about. Mark, Bri, how will Alexandra react seeing Negan walk up with Judith? I don't know. That's a great question. I want to know myself too. I don't know. Someone posted a great question, or I guess it was a question. It was maybe a statement on last video I posted about, they said that they think Hilltop took Jesus' death pretty well. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with, Hilltop was definitely upset. You could see it was sorrow and mourning, and, it was definitely sad when they were putting the nails in Jesus' coffin. But no one really was like, oh my God, like freaked out, when Carl was dead, or, when Enid found out, and there was nobody that upset about it, really over the top, being dramatic. But I would think Hilltop was upset about it, Renee, great question. Are the chats growing? I'm falling behind. I think so. I don't know. We have a good flow of people that come in and go. Some people leave and come and go like that too. And, I don't know if other channels are doing stuff or whatever, but I think we have a good flow of people too. And it's not the numbers. I don't really care too much about the numbers game. It's the quality, the quality of subs, people, PT peeps, my Walking Dead family mean way more than quantity. The number can be high, and they can be a bunch of, trolls and people that talk a lot of smack. I'd rather have people that are there for me and a smaller number, and that are the quality is high. But yeah, Jane, Lydia is an abused child is the word. And that's why some people are saying that she was getting the idea of the story with Alpha wrong, because she's got this wrapped in her mind one way, and just her path is messed up, because she couldn't remember a time since before the zombie apocalypse, she said. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see. And it's just tough, because you're dealing with kind of sensitive topics, sensitive things. And it's just like, it's a good story though. I feel like it's a good connection. We saw it with Carol, and I like Carol a lot. I like this story, where she was, where she came from, and where she is today, and I think that I don't really like Lydia right now. You can't really like Lydia, especially in episode 909. She's lying. She's trying to do this. She's trying to do that. She's just trying to survive. She's just trying to not get killed. And she's trying to get information. And we'll find out, she's trying to get information to go back to the group. And they just say a lot of stuff, information. And she can go back to the group and tell them the information that she found out about the Hilltop, about the kingdom, about whatever else Henry has given up, because, Henry's getting a lot of crap right now, because he's given up information to Lydia, and he shouldn't be, right? But he's a naive person who doesn't know how to, what to say, what not to do. Lydia's kind of playing him or not. Lydia is definitely a person trying to get information. She's trying to find out stuff and, kind of be a spy a little bit, I guess, on there too. And Henry's like, yeah, there's a great place. My mom lives there, and my dad, and it's over that way. And it's like, come on, it's just one of those things. So Henry is, it's funny. Henry's thinking with the wrong head, Henry's got hormones. He's trying to, get in with Lydia, and one way or another, however you want to take that. It's just funny. So, yeah, Michael, it's fight for us, like fight the number 4 and us. So it's like that. But yeah, it's not the book like that. But Janet, Q&A, Brian, just a thought that popped into my head. Any possibility that Addie could take Sophia's arc as far as being sweet on Henry. I think so. I think that's a great thing. So I think that's a great way of saying that Addie, I think Addie had a little crush or a little connection with Henry the first time they were out. And I wouldn't mind Addie being the Sophia for Hilltop, because Sophia got killed off, and then Sophia became Enid, and then Enid went another way. And so Addie, there's got to be some sort of connection there too, because in the comics, if you don't know, Henry is Carl. There is no Henry. Henry is, doesn't exist. Carl is connected with Lydia. Sophia is still around. Carl and Sophia have this sort of connection, and they bond, and they're like a brother-sister kind of thing. And she's kind of jealous of things, and Lydia kind of plays out Carl, and Carl's upset, and this, and it's just a whole big thing, and so it's a kind of mess too. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to read some of these great questions for it. But let me talk a little about the Walker Stalker cruise that is going out this week, and it's going to be Tampa to Nassau, Bahamas, and it's only one island. We'll be back next week for it, and I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. I'm excited that we can have the final Walker Stalker cruise in Tampa, and last year was out of New Orleans, and I didn't have the best time on the cruise by any means. It was cold. It was rough seas. It was fun because my wife and I made it fun. It was fun because we got to meet John Bernthal and, a bunch of people and Ezekiel, and we had a good time with the panels. And, if it wasn't for John Bernthal and Alana Masterson and their kids at the airport, meeting them and talking with them and just being around them at the airport, it was pretty cool. It was a fun thing, but that had nothing to do with the Walker Stalker cruise. It did because they were there, but I was like, I'm not going to go on the Walker Stalker cruise. I'm done. 3 cruises is good. And then this is the 4th and final one out of Tampa, the closest port to my house. So I'm like, oh man, I got to go on this, right? So Norman Reedus was supposed to be on the boat. He would be the only person that came on all 4 cruises, but something came up with the show or this and that, and maybe it's the baby or maybe something there too. But either way, Norman Reedus isn't going to be there. Greg Nicotero is not going to be there. It's going to be Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Melissa McBride, Laurie Holden, David Morrissey, Seth Gilliam, Cooper Andrews, Ross Marquand, Michael Traynor plays Nicholas, Lori, Kaylee Preston, Sarah Wayne Callies, Kaylee Fleming, and a bunch of people. So I'm excited. So Drain, great question. Who am I excited to meet on the cruise? Well, hopefully I'll get to meet some of you guys in here on the cruise. I got to meet a couple people last year, and it was fun. But I'm excited, and really one of the best parts of it, I think, is getting a picture with Judith, and going to meet Cooper Andrews, who plays Ezekiel, or Jerry, and Kari Payton, who plays Ezekiel. So I'm getting a picture with Judith and a separate picture with Jerry and Ezekiel. So then they're going to have panels. There's a Kingdom panel. There's a ladies panel. There's a guys panel. There's a governor and Andrea panel that I'm not going to go to that. There's a Hilltop panel with Alana Masterson and Tom Payne. But last year, Alana Masterson was just talked over Tom Payne and just talked too much and was kind of annoying. I'm pretty sure I got the panels up from last year, so if you want to check those out, it was kind of a bit much. But Ezekiel and Jerry panel from Walker Stalker Atlanta last year was great. Hopefully they'll be again this year. And I want to go to the belly flop contest. I always enjoy that because they have celebrities there. They have celebrity judges, and a lot of them are there watching, and it was cool. And hopefully we'll get a good shot of the crew and the cast that is on the boat with the toast, the champagne toast they do when we embark, when we leave. And we get to go under the Skyway Bridge out of Tampa. If you know Tampa Bay, there's a Skyway Bridge, and we actually go underneath that. And I'm excited to get some of that for you guys video for it. So the Norwegian Pearl is a nice boat, but I'm ready to go on some other cruises myself, and this is going to be the final cruise. So I'm going to try and get some merchandise for my man Hector. And they didn't really have the best merchandise and shirts last year, and I'm going to try to get a bunch of different stuff and maybe have some giveaways and stuff too. But I'm excited to do that. So PW Vlogs, I'm probably not going to any fan expo or conventions this year at all. I'm going to take a break from it. I plan to go to Las Vegas in October as well as Oregon. to go to the Roll-Off Farms. That's on Little People, Big World. Roll-Off Farms on TLC. So I've been watching that, and we're trying to do a trip like that in October. And that's usually Walker Stalker time. And we've been going to Walker Stalker Atlanta for a long time. We've been to Atlanta movie tours, all 3 of those, and we've seen a lot of that stuff. So I'm trying to do a little more stuff, hit some more stops on the bucket list for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, Mark, if you want to know, let me know. I can send you the photos of what they want. Just tell me the shirt size and get something there too. And I might get a tank top or a couple T-shirts or something. And I got some other T-shirts that I might, have giveaways for it. I think that's a good thing. So, Viper, if Morgan was still here, the Whisperers would be dead already. We saw Morgan destroy wolves when they attacked him with knives. Well, also Carol as well. So I think Carol, with the wolves came around Alexandria. Carol was actually a pretty big component of that too. Morgan was a good part, but also Carol. And I want to see Carol have a big arc with that. Carol really didn't do much with the Saviors, except before they came around. She did when she was trying to leave the area. And then before Negan. After Negan, Carol really wasn't much. She was just a big part of before Negan. After Negan, we'll see what happens. I want to see what happens with Judith and Negan. And I would assume that Negan goes back to Alexandria and then Michonne talks with them. And we'll see what happens there too. So, Omicron PT is the best with information on The Walking Dead on an episode, no doubt. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. We put a lot of hard work into it on there as well, but we're going to be getting more and more information for you guys. And I'm excited to see how it plays out. I want to know more information about the movies too. We just don't have much yet. And I want to know what happens with Rick, Jadis, whoever else is going to be in it, potentially Heath. I would assume it makes sense, right? RPurse34 Q&A, do you think all the relationships will be broken by the Pike's death? I don't think they'll be broken, but they'll be shaken to their core. Yeah, I mean, I would assume that a lot of the relationships, there will be some part of a relationship person, whether it's Alden, whether it's Nabila, whether it's Tammy Rose, Marco, Rosita, somebody like that will probably be on there, and that'll have a ripple effect. And I would assume that everyone gets picked for a reason, and the people that die from Alpha's lineup is going to be carrying forward into the last episode of season 9 and then season 10. So season 10 is the outlier. We just don't know yet because so many big things already happened this season. What's going to carry into season 10? Because season 10 is potentially the last season for Michonne, and Rick's not coming back. Hopefully, Maggie can come back, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, Mark, message me, the normal way. You message me on Facebook, and we can see what we got on there too. The shirts are kind of cool. They're a little expensive. I'm not sure exactly how much they are. In the past years, I got a sweatshirt from the first Walker Stalker cruise, and it was pretty expensive on there too. So, Lucille 11, what's up? Where is Lucille, guys? Where do you think Lucille is? That's a great question. Where is Lucille, and why hasn't Negan found her yet? I want to know. I want to know what's going on with that, because the Lucille Negan connection, beta connection is something that I want to see. We all want to see, right? Boyd, Q&A, since we never saw Madison's body, do you think she could possibly show up at the community that Rick was taken to? Well, Boyd, I don't think we're going to see Madison ever again, maybe in a flashback type of thing, but Madison is going to be gone. And just like we never saw Carl's body, we saw a body in a bag getting buried, but I mean, come on, Carl's gone, Madison's gone, people like that are definitely gone for sure. Betty McDonald, do you think the Whisperer War will all of season 10? Will be all of season 10, Billy? I think so. I would assume so. I would assume a lot of it is. Maybe the first half, since it's going to be Michonne's last season, potentially, I could see it being wrapped up in 8 episodes. I kind of wish All Out War was 8 episodes, but they strung it out with the whole Carl thing, and But I think that I would actually like to see it be the first half, but it's probably going to be the whole season. Because The Walking Dead doesn't have plans to stop, right? It's a money-making machine. It's got a lot of viewers. AMC Premiere is doing well, I'm sure. And I don't know. I just don't know what their plan is. I would personally like to see Whisperer War, and then another season, and then stop with the show. And just have the movies, connect that way, take 2 to 3, however long, 4 years off, reboot it, have an older Judith, have this character, that character do what they do here and there, and then come back to it. And make sure it's done right. Have people sign a 5-year contract so they're set, so they can have it, build for the future, and I think that would be great. PW Vlogs, do you think Heath could be in tonight's episode or even in the season? I don't think we're going to see Heath on the show. I don't think we're going to see Dwayne on the show. The only person I think we could possibly see that would make sense, potentially, if they do it that way, is Dwight. Dwight could be back in the back half of season 9 before he leaves for Fear. So that means there have to be some major time jumps, but Alicia doesn't look older, and Morgan doesn't look older, and all the characters look pretty much the same. So I don't know if that's going to happen, but, there's been talk that Morgan's son Dwayne is a Whisperer, and Dwight's a Whisperer, and this one's a Whisperer, and that's there too. So I don't know what's going to happen. But Boyd and ban Gimple from the reboot. Well, AMC and The Walking Dead love Gimple. He's got a lot of power. He's actually above Angela Kang, and he's right up there. And we'll see. He could do really well with the movies. The Scott Gimple show is still doing things. So he's done a lot of good things. He's done, to date, a lot of great things, but also more recently, some bad things. Season 8, Season 9, and not really a big fan of that, too. So, Hospital Bed, what a great name. Q&A, and then you don't write a question. So yeah, the trolls are here. The ITT's in the house. Hospital Bed. What a name, right? Hold on, let me just get this. Love it when people do this stuff, but that's what people do, and hopefully we get it going. So, Janet. Brian, in the love square of Rosita, Gabriel, Siddiq, and Eugene, one of them is bound to be killed. Which one? That's a great question. That's the big thing. I don't think it would be Siddiq because he's a newer person. So we got Rosita, Gabriel, Siddiq, and Eugene. So I think Siddiq would be safe. So my 3 would be Rosita, Gabriel, or Eugene. I think Gabriel's connected with the radio. I think that's his spiel. Jadis will be on the radio, and he'll be like, oh my God. And Rosita, I think Rosita would die. Rosita, Gabriel, and Eugene. I think Siddiq is safe, and I think Rosita gets taken out of those 4. So, I don't know. People are just all these people in here too. So, let me see what you got. Oh man, just flipped on me there. Mark, Q&A, Brian. The 3-year contract deal for Daryl and Carol could be 2 years with an option for 3. Well, it's a 3-year deal. That's what I heard. And if you saw the video about Carl's contract, it was a 1-year guaranteed with a 1-year option. It was kind of deal for 2 years. So it could be 2 years and then an option for the 3rd, like you said. I don't know exactly. I don't know. It's just been different reports. But I would assume that they have a plan for 10 and 11 and then movies for that too. So we'll see how it goes down, but Daryl and Carol will be safe for a long, long time. Do you think we'll see the lady who gave Maggie the book and got rebuilding again? I think so, Alberto. I think that's a great question. That's Georgie. I think Georgie will be seen in season 10, coming back with Maggie. I would want to see that, right? I would personally want to see where Maggie's been this whole time. Is she in Ohio? What's the other community that she's at? It's got to be close, right? That's a big question a lot of people are asking too. So Hector, I don't really watch wrestling like that, so I'll be watching The Walking Dead tonight for sure. WWE Elimination Chamber or TWD tonight, brother. I'm going Walking Dead all the way. Jay Kane, Q&A, do you think Negan will help the communities fight the Whisperers? I think so. I think the whole thing, maybe Negan saves Judith. I thought Negan would save Daryl from Beta, but I think he saves Judith. Brad B, do you think there will ever be a Negan flashback episode before he was a savior or how he got there? I doubt it now. Why would you want to see that now? I mean, so Negan came around, messed everything up, did all this, did all that, was in jail for a year and a half, then was in jail for another 6 years, and then we're going to jump back all the way that far when Negan was a savior. Does anybody really care now? We're having a flashback of Alpha. We're going to have a flashback of this and back and forth. Like, I really want to see it. The time was in season 7 or season 8 to have the flashback of Negan, but season 7 was garbage and the worst season of the series, and they could have done that for sure, but I don't think so. The Sanctuary is gone, and we'll see what happens there. Free Luke, keep Alden, free Luke. Yeah, Luigi, you don't like Alden, huh? Mike Reiser, Bry, just like basketball, who's your starting 5 in your Walking Dead team? Well, that's a great question, Mike. Starting 5, are they? Can I pick people that are dead? Do they have to be alive now? Because I definitely got Michonne. I definitely got Daryl. For sure. So they're definitely alive still. So I got to go with that. I don't know. That's a tough one, you know. You'd have to Sasha, if I can pick. So if I'm going to go whoever from the history of that too. So I would go Sasha for my sniper, you know, my 3-point shooter, hitting the long range, you know. Then I have Daryl and Michonne for sure. And then you got to go Rick, right? And then I guess I got to go Carol. I think Carol's pretty great. I think Carol. So I go Carol, Daryl, Michonne, Sasha, and Rick. You know, that's a good question though. It's tough. But have you read Here's Negan? I've read Here's Negan. It's a good. I liked it because it was short and to the point and direct. It's definitely a cool thing. I wish they would do something with that. You know, that would be kind of cool if they did that with Michonne before she got the walkers like that. That would be kind of cool as well. Maybe even, you know, Hilltop being born or Alexandra being born. That'd be kind of cool. I like the backstory of that as well. So, Rithvik Seth, will Rick return in television movies? It's just going to be on the AMC Walking Dead movies. He's not going to be back on the show is the word. Yeah, I can't go Glenn because Glenn's kind of useless in, you know, with other people. He does, you know, he didn't kill another person on the show until season 6. You know, and my big 5 has got to be going against other people, right? And Abraham is cool, but I think Sasha is actually more valuable than Abraham, especially if I have the muscle with Daryl, Rick, and Michonne. Abraham, I think actually, yeah, that's a good point, M. King. I think 6th man would be Abraham. Abraham coming off the bench to mix it up down there too, but that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think Abraham is definitely my 6th man of the year award. Goes to Abraham Ford. Anybody watching the All-Star game tonight, NBA All-Star game? I'm not, but I'm more excited for actually March Madness this year. Let's see. PW Vlogs. Did they mercy Jesus after he died? I never seen them actually finish. Well, yes. A lot of people didn't see that. I guess it happened super fast. Aaron in the cemetery, in the graveyard, in the opening minutes, you know, you see him pull the knife out and puts it away, and then they take Jesus away back to Hilltop. And I did like episode 909 last week with the dialogue between Michonne and Daryl because they're the only people who care about Rick. They're the only people that bring up Rick. So that's why I really think the X-Scars are connected with them going out to look for Rick. And they're the only people that have the X-Scars. They're the only people that actually have a connection with Rick still. And so I think it has something to do with that. And the only thing I could think of is the Highwayman and that symbol. So we'll see. I think it's just a good thing to build for the future. So if you guys got, I'm going to go for about another 20 minutes. Hopefully you'll check out the book series on there. And hopefully the person, I don't really see that person posting any problems ordering it. You can go on Amazon and it should be there. But it's fight the number 4 and us. It's not the letter, they're the word 4. So M King, random question. Did you watch All-Star Weekend night and your overall thoughts of the NBA All-Star Weekend? Well, I don't really watch All-Star Weekend. I don't really care about the NBA All-Star game. I don't care about Team LeBron and Team Giannis. And it's just whatever, man. We're just worried about to the finals. I'll start watching the finals. It'll probably be Golden State again playing. I don't know who's going to be on the East. Maybe the Raptors. Maybe the Sixers. Who knows? So, Yannick Van Kirkhoven. What are the Highwaymen? Highwaymen are potentially a new group for the season 9, the back half of season 9. I believe the guy with the cowboy hat that looks at Jerry with the whole the dirty eye, the stink eye. Him and Jerry are giving a showdown, the death stare. I think that's part of the Highwaymen group, and I think that's what we'll see in the back half of season 9 at some point. And I don't know if that's the same people that did the X's or not, but that's my theory on there too. So, Alberto, are you excited for Overkill's The Walking Dead? I was, but it's getting mixed reviews. It's not getting good things, and I don't like first-person shooters. I like a third-person view like Resident Evil 2. I have a video coming out tomorrow that I will post. It's all ready to go, Resident Evil 2. About the first 20 minutes gameplay of it. It's pretty fun. I play as Leon, but I recommend Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation 4 for sure. Just try it as a rental. Definitely rent the games before you buy them, guys, because I've been burned in the past. I bought a Star Wars Battlefront, and on PlayStation 4, and I was like, man, I should not have bought this game. I should have definitely played, tried first on there too. So, yeah. Oh man, what a great name, Toilet Seat. It's probably the same person, right? It's definitely the same person on there as well. Yeah, I have spoiler warning, and spoiler warning, and stop watching now if you don't like spoilers. And then I give you a couple seconds, and you probably keep watching. So I guess that's on you there. Janet Q&A, Brian, do you think Cindy and Beatrice are still alive, or do you think Michonne killed them, or maybe the Highwaymen killed them? That's a great question, because if you watched the beginning of episode 909 last week, you saw the little snippet said, "We lost the people we loved. We lost people that we loved," and it was a rat. Cindy and Beatrice, I believe, and then Jesus getting stabbed by the Whisper. And I don't know what they mean by that. Is it a rat? Did they really love a rat? I mean, how could you, right? I don't know. I thought that it meant Oceanside, so I'm not sure for it. So, M King, I had the whole spoiler video in 910 talk about it. Really covers potentially the whole episode, but we're going to be Hilltop. It's a Hilltop heavy, Alpha backstory heavy, Lydia, Henry, Daryl. Daryl is basically using Henry to get information, and it's working. Henry gives up too much information to Lydia. Henry definitely has a crush on Lydia, and it's definitely a thing that is a person that is naive in the zombie apocalypse. Henry is 17, 18 years old, and he's got a big thing for Lydia, which is kind of gross that you're going to like a girl that wears a dead skin on your face, and you're like, yeah, she's all I got here. I got limited options, right? Just go end up with Addie, Henry. Go talk to Addie, Right, Janet? Just go talk to Addie. Give up Lydia, whatever. But we'll see Alpha in the last minute or on there as well. So, Toilet Seat, this will be the last thing I say to you because you're clearly wanting things on there too. Thank you for joining me. Thank you all for joining me. I'm not leaving, guys. I'm just saying that thank you. I am nice to the people that are nice to me. If people attack me, I stand up for myself. Don't start nothing, and there won't be nothing. I don't even know who you are until you come in here and saying you should be this, you should be that, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. I don't come to your job, your account, your channel, and tell you what to do. So please have the same respect for me. That's all I ask, and that's what I give. You get what you give in life, not just online, but in real life. So, but tonight's episode should be a good Alpha backstory. I want to see Beta too, and I think Beta also, not Beta 2, Beta also, and I would like to see a Beta backstory personally, but we don't need backstory, this backstory. We don't need that. We got to go forward a little bit. So we got a lot going forward, and I'm excited to see what happens for the future of The Walking Dead. I know a lot of people are excited for it. I'm excited. Yeah, Mark Kirkman. I don't think there's beta tonight. There's been no word of that. And the information that I saw, I read, and then the sneak peek that I saw, the trailer that I saw, it connects the dots. I'm interested to, we'll see towards the end of the episodes, allegedly, potentially, rumor, that Connie and Kelly stay back and talk, and they're escorted back to Hilltop towards the end of the episode. And Connie is potentially back behind Kelly and the other two Hilltop guards. And you see it in the one trailer breakdown I have. The breakdown of it too. And you're like, why is Connie not hand in hand with Kelly? You should be right there. This is a zombie apocalypse. If someone is deaf, hard of hearing, has some sort of disability, they're going to be right with the person that can protect them and be there too. You're out in the woods. You're not inside a community. That should make sense. But I'm excited to see how it goes down, if it makes sense. But Connie could be in a precarious situation, and we'll see how it goes down. But I don't know how long the episode is, and I know a lot of people are asking, like, when's this episode come out, blah, blah, blah. Well, episode 909 came out early because AMC Premiere wanted to kind of go against the Super Bowl a little bit, and so it came out a week early. And then last week was episode 909 for the television, and then 910 is this week, and so on and so on and so on. So my big question too is that I really hope I get to see episode 911 next Sunday, because on the boat is going to be like, man, where's the AMC? Where's the Walking Dead? You don't have a bunch of channels on the Walking Dead or on the boat on the Norwegian cruise line, because it's different. It's one of those things that I don't have, regular cable. They have 2 movie channels and this and that, and you can see different stuff being played on the cruise and there. And they have some channels, like the one year we were there for the Super Bowl, and they had it on your television. But I just hope we got AMC for sure. And I'm sure a lot of people want to watch the episode on Sunday night when we're coming back into Tampa. And I want to watch the episode too. And I'll be able to have videos for you. I'm going to try and put a video out Thursday, but I won't be able to have videos Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we get back Monday, and I'll be able to post some videos. I might have a video like this, face-to-face, and be like, hey, guys, I made it back, and I'll give you little things and funny stories. Hopefully I got some things there for it. So it's going to be a little time before my videos after the cruise when we're on there, and I'll try and get some everything together. I'll put the panels together probably in a couple parts, so you're not watching some hour-long video. Break it up into a couple parts and watch at your leisure for sure. So, yeah, Mark Kirkman, I hope FanFest will play the episode for everyone on the cruise. I hope so. I would assume so, but you never know. I would hope that Sixth Man and Norwegian Pearl and Walker Stalker and everybody have it ready to go. I'm excited to see what happens, and I want to know, just like everybody else does, what's going on for it too. So, I'm watching Game of Thrones. I know this is predominantly a Walking Dead thing, but I just finished the second season of Game of Thrones. I watched all the seasons previously, but we're going back and we're watching it to get ready for April 14th, which is 2 months away. So hopefully you guys are definitely checking out Game of Thrones. I'm excited for it. So, yeah, Mark Simmons, I'll be soaking up the sun in Bahamas. I've been to Nassau before. If you've been to Atlantis, I recommend going to the aquarium. My wife and I did that, I don't know, a couple years ago. And Nassau's expensive. Atlantis is very expensive. But if you're there once in a lifetime, you gotta do it. Get the rum cake or this or that, and go to the water park or go to here and there too, or just walk around Atlantis, because that's the big thing down there as well. Is the big huge hotel, which is nice. I know last year we went to Cozumel and we got a couple things on there. And it's a thing that the people on the boat actually get off and they go walk around. Robert Kirkman was walking down the way when we were going off the port, and there were some pictures people got of Norman Reedus, Diane Kruger, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and a couple other people. So it was kind of cool because they get off the boat and walk around just like anybody else. I would assume they would go to Nassau or something, but we'll see the panels, we'll see the people, see everybody. I'm excited to do it. So it's going to suck because next week I won't be able to talk to you guys like this on a live stream. And if you can, guys, super chats are always welcome. Patreon, they do a month donation. it's at the first of the month that it gets donated. And, you know, a dollar donation goes a long way. Thank you to everybody who has already donated for it. And it goes a long way to the channel. The money will always come back to the channel. I will be able to devote more and more time to the book series, making videos, having content, and to put more time towards this. That's what I ultimately want to do, but I'm just not there yet. And it's getting harder sometimes on YouTube to monetize things and just make it work sometimes. You know, AMC sometimes is tough with, you know, monetization and this, and they took down my one video, and, you know, it is what it is, but we got to keep on keeping on. And I don't fault them. They're just trying to do that. But some of the claims they make are just, I don't agree with it. You know, I'm not trying to, I give them credit. I do all the credit for that because it is theirs. I mean, I'm just talking about it, breaking down. So I'm just trying to talk about it in a way, and fair market or fair use is one of those things that I have to have, you know, the thing. So if you want to, if you're interested in the Patreon page, it's in the description as well, for the basic info, and the description on this channel and every video has the link to where are we at? Sorry, this is like messing with me here. My basic info, the description has the link to the Patreon page, but it's just patreon.com/the PT channel, and you'll check out right there. So it's right there, Patreon donation page. What we got here? Hector, what are you doing over here, man? You causing some trouble over here? Hopefully everybody can just get along and have a good time, you know, and there's no really need to be crazy with things and have big debates. It's supposed to be a fun discussion, community-based things, and predominantly we do. And that's why I block people who are just crazy, and it's just one of those things like people get over the top and they get mad about it. So if they're just causing problems, then they get blocked. But I know the people that are predominantly in here, especially on my live streams on Sundays, are good people. They're nice people. They're here just to have a fun community discussion, talk about the great show of The Walking Dead and some other stuff too. So Lucio, I want to see Alpha versus Carol. I definitely want to see that. Bri, I read on comicbook.com that Laura gets killed tonight. Well, Laura's at Alexandria, and this is a Hilltop and Alpha backstory, but you never know what can happen. What would be bigger, Game of Thrones or Avengers Endgame? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, one's a movie and one's a TV show. Game of Thrones, this is the last season, and it's, you know, 6 episodes. So potentially, probably Avengers Endgame, because more people will probably watch that. Thank you, Janet, for the kind words. Wonderful time on the cruise. Goes without saying that I will miss next Sunday. I will miss you guys too. I will miss doing this. I like talking to you guys on Sunday. You know, I think we got a good flow and a bunch of people here too. So just to recap, tonight's episode again, Hilltop, predominantly backstory Alpha through Lydia's eyes. For sure. Great question, Luigi. Any giveaways for your loyal subscribers? Yes, I plan to have more giveaways, more and more for it, especially after the fact of the cruise. I try to get some cool stuff and have a couple giveaways for sure. Lucia, what am I going to do when I reach your goal of 100,000 subscribers? I'm going to have more giveaways. I'm going to give away a couple Amazon gift cards, potentially a mystery box, and a couple other things for sure. 100,000 subscribers. We're still there. We're right on track, guys. We're getting there hopefully by the end of the year, around the holidays. That'd be pretty awesome. So tell your friends, tell your family, all that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and we can hit that goal sooner than later. 100,000 subscribers. I'm excited for it, you know, and we'll get there one day. I got faith for sure. So I feel like February is flying by. January took forever to get to February, and now it's February 17th. Valentine's Day was half the month, and then we got boom, bang, boom. We're there too. So Billy, I didn't say that Laura dies. Lucille11 said that, read it on comicbook.com, but you know, comicbook.com isn't always the best source. They're a good source overall, but they're not always on par with it. Confirmed or not confirmed, I don't know, but I didn't see that anywhere. That's not my information for sure. M King's been here since 1,300 subs, man. You've been here a while then, you know. I've been with this channel for 4 years at the end of January. So we've hit great strides in 4 years. And if you want to start a channel, you can do it. Just put the time, energy, and be consistent with it and talk about stuff that you want to talk about, you love talking about. I love talking about The Walking Dead, various content, Game of Thrones, movies, Marvel stuff, video games. So I'm excited to talk about more stuff besides The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead will always be a big part of it for sure. So I'm going to have some more stuff. I'll probably be doing some top 10s over the breaks, still doing that. There's so much Walking Dead content now. The top 10 list will probably be going towards over the breaks for sure. Great question. Where is Dwight? Will he ever return back to The Walking Dead? I'm not sure if everyone that goes away, like Morgan, if you're ever going to be back on The Walking Dead. So if Morgan's ever coming back, we just don't know. I don't think so. Just like Dwight, I think he's just going to be back there in The Walking Dead is not going to get the character back. I think once they're gone, they're gone. I don't know if it was you, Lucio. Somebody was talking about the comic book reference on there too. So I'm not sure about that. But thank you, Mar Escobar. Man, you're dope. I watch your content a lot. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Jason Scott. Great Scott. Aries, is there any connection to the whispers through the Dwight note with the infinity sign? I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know if that's actually a connection with it. I would think so, right? Because it's an Aurora Boreas, I believe, is actually her symbol. It's not a infinity sign on her belt buckle, but it looks pretty, I mean, it's way close to what it would be, right? It's just one of those things that you're like, come on, it's got to be connected. But that'd be kind of crazy if Sherry was there. Maybe Sherry and Dwight both go on to Fear the Walking Dead. But I don't know, man. It's just one of those things we just don't know yet. Thank you, Eye in the Dark, too. Awesome channel. Awesome Instagram channel there for Eye in the Dark, too. That Eye in the Dark is, for those who don't know, that is Norman Reedus' cat. Norman Reedus has an all-black cat, and he named it Eye in the Dark. And that's what I believe Eye in the Dark 2 reference is, right? You might correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I believe it is. So, Renee, I'll have more of those top 10s for sure. Michael Ackley, are you going to do Game of Thrones videos? For sure. I have plans for it. But again, guys, I just can't do all these videos and gaming stuff and this and live streams and top 10s and Walking Dead and there and stuff, plus working, plus writing, plus this, plus that. It's just a lot of things. And it can be overwhelming at times. I'm trying to manage it. I'm trying to juggle all these different things. And I'm just trying to do it. I really want to put more of my time toward this. And just can't do that without donations, unfortunately. I mean, I got bills to pay. I got medical conditions to worry about. I got house payments and car payments and this and there too. So I'm not trying to say like that's where it's going, but that's where stuff will go. So I can devote more time to this great stuff for you. And that's the whole goal, is to be able to be a YouTuber, pretty much full time. And if I can be full time, I can post stuff and do more live streams and all that stuff too. So it just got to be with donations and help to the cause. Bri, do you think Negan might build another Lucille? I think and hope that he finds the original Lucille. I don't know where Lucille is, but I would assume it's somewhere in Alexandria for sure. I mean, there's just no way you'd left it outside. A random savior could have found it. It's a symbol of the sanctuary and saviors, so I just feel like they brought it back in and Michonne lied to him. Janet Person, Brian, is it confirmed that Heath is in the movies? Well, it's not confirmed. The only thing that's confirmed is that it's going to be Rick. They're going to be potentially 3 movies. Well, I guess you can't even confirm that. It's Rick. Scott Gimple is writing it. Jadis will pick up right from there, and the A and B will be answered. Other than that, they kind of give the Gimple, right? Angela Kang is like, bing, bang, boom, answer this, do that, say what she can say. It's just like really refreshing when Angela Kang talks. Gimple's like, well, we're going to kind of cover things in a way that picks up, and then some could pick up, and some will connect, and some won't, and it could be a possibility of this, and possibility of that, and, just kind of throw us off, and that's the Scott Gimple way, as we've seen from interviews. So it's very refreshing that we've had Angela Kang for this season, because I'm loving what's going on with that too. Q&A, do you prefer on season or off season when you do your videos? Probably on season, because there's a lot of content coming out, a lot of good stuff, a lot of that too. But I do like off season, especially when the filming is taking place and it's kind of like, all right, what's this? What's that? Like last episode with that house, we didn't know if it was one of those things that who's going to house? Who's going to be in the house? Is it Negan? Is it a Whisper? Is it this? And it was just where they parked the horses. Nothing on that too. So Heart of Nixie, do you have a life, bro? Yes, I have a life. I have a great life actually on there too. So don't know if you're trying to be funny or what, but yes, I have a life on there. Do you have a life? That's a great question for a person who asked that to somebody. Janet, Q&A, Brian, is it confirmed that Heath already answered that one? Orvin Flores, do you think Daryl will call his dog Myrtle? I think dog is just dog. I think that's actually the name on there as well. I hope, Vince, will we see Eric come back, or is he officially dead and with the whispers? Well, Eric would be dead. He would be a walker, if anything, but we just don't know if that's going to ever come back around. I know myself. I think Janet is another person that wants to see that. I want to see how it goes down. So I'm going to do that. And bing, bang, boom. So thank you guys for joining me today and just for everybody being part of it. Let's see what we got here. Thank you, Hector A and B, for the super chats. Always appreciated, much appreciated, because it goes right back to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Diamond Dave 1113. I don't like to die. I don't like to die. Well, me either, Diamond Dave. That's good. But yeah, thank you for the super chat to say I don't like to die, they wrote. So we'll see what happens going forward on there too. It's one of those things. What it is, Oh, I got you, Heart Nixie. No, just agreeing with your level of extreme busy. Yeah, I'm saying that. So I apologize for coming off that way. It's one of those things where I can't tell if you're trying to be funny, if you're trolling me on there too. And yes, my life is always one thing to the next. I'm a busy guy. I'm a busy person, and I like to go. And, you know, if it's not housework or housework or yard work or this, or making videos or talking to awesome people like yourself, or the PT channel on Instagram, Facebook, all that, it's one of those things too. So I'll be off next Sunday. I'll try. Thanks, Billy. I'll try not to fall off the boat. I won't be like that dummy who jumped off the boat when they were at port or something. That's just a good way to get banned from ever to be able to go on a cruise ever again. I will definitely not do that. But I will definitely be back for the following Sunday. I will have a bunch of videos for you. Diamond Dave 1113. Also, Luke's awesome. I think so too. And that's what's got me concerned, is that Luke will not be around for season 10. And to me, I think Luke is like the Jack Black of the show. You know, I think it's crazy on there too. So I like Luke. I want him to be around for a while, and that just means that he's probably going to get killed off, because when people like characters like that, you know what happens, right? So Julia Muse, thank you we will have a good time on the cruise. I will have as much information and as much videos as I can get, and I will have my camera going for the panel stuff and a bunch of parts. And I don't think really anyone dies tonight. Vincent de Senta is always watching you from above. Will die tonight. I think it's just Lydia's father. So we got that. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Not next week. Remember, 2 weeks, no live stream. I'll be on a boat in, I guess, the Atlantic Ocean at this time. So, or Gulf of Mexico. We'll see where we're at and about this time, you know. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I'll have a video tonight of the review, and then I'll have my PlayStation 4 Resident Evil 2 kind of first 20 minutes of the Leon campaign tomorrow, plus other stuff, and I'll try to get as many videos as I can before Thursday. But thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Check out the Patreon page if you want to donate. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, and you can do it. Thanks, guys. See ya.